Coach, you got an interesting lineup this year, don't you? You got a lot of freshmen everybody's already buzzing about.
Well, I've got a real good one in Shane Bohannon. We've had a lot of setbacks in terms of injuries, but we'll probably get stronger with each week of the season as time goes by. We just got official approval with young man Kevin Ware, who will be eligible on December 14th. Then we will get probably Wayne Blackshear somewhere in mid-January. Rakeen Buckles probably will come back in the next 3 weeks. So we'll start to get stronger and healthier as the season goes along.
Hey, Rick, this is Coach Pearl. When you're picked 8th last year, you can use that as a little bit of a motivator. You guys, of course, then finished 3rd. You beat UConn a couple of times. What are you telling your kids now? You're picked a little bit higher, and yet you've had so many injuries here in the preseason.
You know, it's funny because they know so little about what's going on in the world in terms of, they know they're ranked 7th and 8th in 2 polls, but they wouldn't know where they were picked or not picked. Last year, now we were picked 8th. Connecticut, I think, was 9th or 10th, and we played for the Big East Championship. So in the Big East, I don't think you can, with that many teams, say who's number one. There are no lottery picks with the top 3 or 4. Now, Jeremy Lamb and Drummond, they may have 2 lottery picks there. But I'm not sure the rest of the people have lottery picks. So you'd have to look at Connecticut as someone that sticks out, even though Syracuse, Pitt, ourselves, Cincinnati is also very good, very strong, very deep. But none of us have lottery picks. So when you look at it, Connecticut probably returning 2 guys who, if the draft was held tomorrow, would be drafted in the top 12.
Rick, Jeff Goodman here. Coach K goes for win number 903 tomorrow night. You have 600. I think you spent 8 years, by my count, in the NBA.
Yes.
You ever think about the fact that if you hadn't left and had stayed in college basketball, that you might, be around Coach K right now with a few years? You got him by a few years in terms of, I think he's 64. What are you, 59?
I'm 59, and it's funny you mentioned that because Dick Vitale last year calls me on the phone. He's getting ready to do one of our games, and he said, Rick, he was actually chanting. He doesn't speak on the phone. He chants. He said, do you realize that if you didn't go 8 years with the Knicks and Celtics, do you realize you stay at Kentucky, you'd have 800 and some odd wins right now? Do you realize that, Rick? Do you understand that? And I said, Dick, what would you like to know about our team? I'd probably have a lot of wins, but I don't think I'd be as good a coach. I learned so much from failure than anything else, and it's made me a much better coach. So I may have had 800 and some odd wins, but I wouldn't be the coach I am right now because of humility. I think is the most important thing in helping a player reach greatness. The same thing goes with a coach. If you don't have humility, you don't really have a whole lot.